We are out of order. The things that really disturb me about how out of order we are the facts that we don't have clear boundaries and we let anyone do anything in our life. I'm talking to grown, big panty wearing women, okay? We're out of order. Let me just go ahead and say it. Let me just ask forgiveness now. There's no reason for us to continue to have children with men who don't honor us and don't take care of their children. Out of order. Women of color in this country were to be someone's workhorse and their sexual slave. And we've adopted to those ways without doing the investigation of our own culture, what it means to be a woman, a female representative of the creator of the universe, what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a sister. I can't even get to the wife yet. But what it means when I'm looking in your face and how I see myself and my creator looking back at me. How can I dishonor you as a woman? How can I do that? But so we're out of order because we've allowed too many things to influence how we see ourselves, how we treat ourselves, what we expect from ourselves, what we expect for ourselves.
Reasons why Black women are out of order. I came up with 6 reasons. I'm sure there are more than 6. This is not an exhaustive list. I am building upon Iyanla Vanzant's statement that she made some years ago about Black women being out of order. Let's go. One of the ways that Black women are out of order is our beauty standards. A strong case can be made, in my opinion, that Black men love Black women more than Black women love themselves when it comes to beauty standards. You're going to say, Naka, you're absolutely wrong, because what about all the men who want biracial looking women or white women, or all the Black men who don't like natural hair? That is true. There are Black men who prefer white women and the Eurocentric look. There are Black men who prefer biracial looking women. There are Black men who don't like natural hair. And those are not the men that, as a Black woman, you should be considering. Who you should be considering are the men who like you. Of the pool of the men who like you, in that pool, there are men who will accept you for who you are and as you are as a woman. The problem is that a lot of women want the men who they like, who may not necessarily like them back, and that creates a myriad of problems, a myriad of unrealistic expectations and standards. It will potentially make a woman want to change herself to look like his preference. And why beauty standards is at the very top of my list in terms of why Black women are out of order is because there are so many of us who clearly are not confident and have not come into embracing ourselves as women. Most men will say you should work out, you should eat healthy. Beyond that, I have never met a man who said go get a BBL, go get lipo, wear a ton of makeup, wear wigs, wear weaves, wear lashes, wear fake nails. I have never met a man like that. I have met women who have suggested that other women participate in all of those things. And not that any of those things I just named are bad. But again, we're talking about beauty standards. And I'm making a case that, like I said, a strong case can be made that Black men, by and large, when it comes to beauty standards, appreciate Black women more than some Black women appreciate themselves. Again, we're not going to talk about the men who don't want Black women. Love and relationships. This is the second way that Black women are out of order with regard to love and relationships. I say this because this love and relationships, this is an area where I struggled. I always felt like it shouldn't be that hard, but part of the problem is that we do not prioritize love and relationships. We prioritize our education and our career, and to some degree, that is normal, right? Like, obviously, if you are a new college student or trying to graduate, but the question becomes, at what point do you shift your focus from education and career to love and relationships? And it seems that there is some arrested development in this area. And again, this is myself included. There's also cognitive dissonance with love and relationships, because you can say that you want a man or you want to be married. However, if your actions don't match up with what you're saying you want, then obviously you will not, it is unlikely that you will get the outcome. And so love and relationships, that is an area, in my opinion, where Black women are out of order. Building upon Iyanla's statement, and she has come out to explain what she meant, and I'm just sort of adding to it or kind of expanding it. The third way is attitude. And this is something that in the YouTube comments, I have seen repeatedly Black men talk about the attitudes of Black women. And, you know, if you go back to Kevin Samuel's videos, he talked about the lack of smiling. Now, I will say with this one, it is a bit subjective in terms of, you know, a woman could be like me. I've a lot of my life, men have approached me and say, oh, smile. And a lot of times I'm like deep in thought. So it has nothing to do with me being mean or rude. I might just be deep in thought and therefore I'm not smiling. But I do want to honor and respect the fact that in the last year and a half since I've been making YouTube videos, I have seen men bring this up in the comment section repeatedly, that it is an issue. They relate it to their environment, where they come from. If they come from a rough area, maybe they're from the south side of Chicago, maybe they're from West Philly, somewhere like that. You know, you clearly probably don't want to go around smiling at everybody, you know, so there are often reasons why Black women may have a tougher exterior. But I think there are some issues with us sometimes recognizing when we need to crack that wall, when we need to sort of soften up. You know, we don't have to be hardcore with everybody. And so I wanted to highlight number 3 again, the attitude. And this is something I want to delve into a little bit more as we move on and go further. The fourth, I had to write these down. The fourth way that, in my opinion, Black women are out of order would be selling, you know what? Selling sex. And I say this because, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to show Sukiana and Sexy Red at the beginning is because there is a problem in entertainment, particularly when it comes to, say, trying to even expose, like if you have a young daughter and you want her to listen to the radio, or, you know, you want to introduce certain types of music to her. And if it's mainstream, oftentimes it's really hard to find a Black female artist who is mainstream, who is not selling sex or not overly sexual. Sadly, I can think of some white artists or some non-Black artists who, you know, that is not the case. And so, you know, I mean, I could go on and on about the larger agenda and who's behind this, and, you know, and there's some validity to who's behind all of that. But this is just, I'm just, in the spirit of Black women being out of order, this is out of order. I should not have to be worried about my, preteen listening to the radio and only hearing Black women say very vulgar things, saying very age inappropriate things on the radio. And even radio content is a bit sexual. So I just wanted to say that, in my opinion, that is a way that Black women are out of order. The fact that there's a market for what Sexy Red is doing, the fact that there's a market for what Sukiana, her music, that's a problem, because these should be one-hit wonders, right? But the fact that they've been able to put out song after song and it be received and millions of views and concerts sold out, I mean, that shows you that there's a market for this. People like this, and it is out of order, in my opinion. So number 5, I think I'm on 5. The 5th way that Black women are out of order is with regard to weight. And this is something that I struggle with, admittedly. I am a plus size woman. But also I think the issue is the lack of realization that there is an issue, and perhaps even the lack of willingness to try. I think that there are women who have been trying for their whole life is a series of them, trying. But then you have sort of this sort of acceptance of unhealthy behavior, or acceptance of an unhealthy lifestyle. And nobody's perfect. Obviously, even if you do look, quote unquote, the part, obviously skinny people can still have lots of health issues. But I just wanted to highlight that this is something that is very visible, particularly if you go to the South, certain places, you'll see more people who are morbidly obese. And again, this is not to shame anyone, because like I said, I have my own struggles, but it is a way that Black women are out of order. And the last way that Black women are out of order that I came up with, again, to expand upon Iyanla Vanzant's statement, is another area that I fall into, which is single motherhood. And, I think with this one, you see people like Halle Bailey. You see, Ashanti, even Rihanna, who is not married, Keke Palmer. You see all these women popping up, pregnant, having babies, right? Not married. It shouldn't be the standard. I don't promote single motherhood. However, the other hand is your Ebony K. Williams, the women who waited and now want to have a child and have to go through that process alone. And so I think that some of the women you see who are single moms, if you ask them, this is not necessarily a failure for them, because they don't want to be the Ebony K. Williams. They don't want to be 40 or 40 plus trying to figure out motherhood, or if they can even be a mom. And so there's some further discussion needed on this point. And again, this is another sensitive one, but I do have to highlight that it is out of order, in the sense that statistic wise, within our community, there are a lot of single moms. And of course, I think the ideal is always for the father to be present. And obviously you can become a single mom in a lot of different ways. But if a woman is sort of reckless, especially, then, it's not good, because you want to give your child, in my opinion, you should try your best, give your child the chance to grow up with both parents, and, both parents in the home. And I mean, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be married. so many angles to this, but being married can perhaps increase the chances that both parents are in the home. And so this is the dilemma that many women struggle with. But I do want to highlight that when Iyanla was talking about Black women being out of order, she did talk about single motherhood. She talked a lot about single motherhood and Black women choosing the wrong men. Black women, either whether you're choosing to have, she didn't even get to the part of talking about marriage. She was just talking about just, even if you are choosing to have a child for whatever reason, you could fail by choosing the wrong man, for that. Now, granted, you should be getting married to begin with, but if you're not going to get married, at the very least, choose the right man, choose the right partner. And so when she was talking about Black women being out of order, she was honing in on single motherhood as well. So I just named 5 ways that Black women, I think it was 5. Hold on, let me see. I named beauty standards. I named love and relationships. I named attitude, sexuality, or selling sex, health and weight, and single motherhood. So 6 ways that Black women are out of order. This is in no way to say that it's over for us and we can't repair any of this. This is to, in one video, try to put it all. I couldn't find a video like this, so I wanted one video where I lay it all out. And again, I'm sure I missed some things, so please comment below with additional ways that Black women are out of order. I would like to address these things. I know one question in the comments was something to the effect of why, or not so much that Black women are out of order, but what caused them to be, what caused us to be. So that is another question that I would like to address. Not so much that we are out of order, but why are we? And how can we get in line, so to speak? So please do comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you feel compelled, please do donate to my channel via Cash App. Join my membership club, $10 a month, Black and Invisible. Purchase my book on Amazon, Memoir of an Invisible Black Woman. I also have a children's book with my mom, also available on Amazon. Go to my website, get on my email list if you are interested in coaching and consulting to start your own YouTube channel, or perhaps you want to self-publish your own book. Do let me know. Go to my website, go to the contact page, put your information in there. I'm sure there's something I'm missing. But as always, stay tuned for more videos.